So what do you think can be done to combat it, and what is not being done enough of?
What needs to be done is people need to stop saying that it's too big a problem for me to fix. The government needs to deal with it. People need to come to the party and do what they can as an individual, even if it is just a small thing to combat poverty.
And this is exactly what we decided to do. We all realized that the only way to successfully combat poverty is to face it face to face. That's why we decided that without further ado, we would step into the townships and begin our work there. We went on a walking tour with Nati from Seviwe Tours. And on the tour it really hit us, the issues of poverty in the townships. Then we saw the orphanage. It was home to 30 orphan children that all have suffered terrible losses in their short lives due to the effects that poverty has had on all of their parents over the years. This is where our journey began.
What's your name?
My name is Dean Fortune.
Hi, my name's Luke Carter.
My name's Josh McDonald.
Hi, my name is Pablo Slavin.
Why did you choose SDG No Poverty?
Well, I chose SDG No Poverty because I find it the most interesting out of all the SDGs. There's a lot of problems stemming around the SDG, and I really thought I'd like to tackle those problems.
I chose No Poverty as my main focus because of the massive issues of it in South Africa. I saw this project as a great opportunity to make some really tangible change. I had a lot of time, and I realized I can't sit around in my comfort zone. I need to go out there and make change for those in poverty.
Well, I actually didn't choose No Poverty as my main SDG. My first one was Economic and Stable Growth, which actually kind of goes hand in hand with No Poverty. So I am actually quite happy that I ended up with this.
I actually didn't choose No Poverty. I chose Industry, Infrastructure and Innovation. But I feel like they correlate quite well.
How has this project affected you?
This project has affected me in many ways because I've made some relationships with the children and people of Langa that will last a lifetime. I've been exposed to an entirely new culture in a way that I've never been before. It's been so enriching for me, and I can't wait for the years to come through the benefits of this relationships. It's been so amazing and to see the effects of my help on all the people in Langa, and I'm really grateful for this opportunity.
It has affected me on a personal level quite a lot because I've met a whole bunch of new people, as well as spending time with the kids is always a great time. I also found that I didn't really know how bad poverty was within South Africa. I always knew it was bad, but I didn't really know how bad until I went into Langa. I also found out that the government almost does nothing. So I felt, with me in a place of privilege, I need to help others to get themselves out of the place of poverty.
Well, after visiting the townships and especially Langa, I realized how some people are living and the amount of poverty they're in, and I really thought I wanted to help the people, and I didn't think it was that bad.
What have been the main effects of poverty you've seen throughout this project?
Well, poverty is seen in many ways. I mean, like the kids, like there's a lot of children who just don't have families to go to, and they just get in this cycle of poverty which they cannot break out of.
After hearing what the boys had to say about their experiences in Langa, let's bring it back to the beginning.
4.5 billion years ago, the Earth formed from particles left over.
No, not the beginning. The beginning of the project.
Molo, when we stepped into Langa for the first time, we saw a very clear need for change in the community. We saw that once again, the government system has failed the people of Langa. I mean, just take a look here. Is this really the South Africa you want? Trash all over? Is this really the future we want for our children? Is this what we want the children of Vuka Nomtobhoyi to be staying in? A tiny shack of 40 square meters. We saw a very clear need for change in the community, and that's what brought us to our project with Vuka Nomtobhoyi.
After we had our walking tour, we interviewed Seviwe, who owns those tours, and other community projects in Langa and Joslova. He gave us invaluable information that we used the whole way through this project of how we can help and what we should do. Then we came to the board meeting within Coronation Fund Management, where they brought us some valuable input about education was key and how that is the main thing we need to focus on.
From there, I went back to Langa after discovering Jock Kalauri of the non-profit Township Help and arranged to meet with him and Odwa, who is the son of Mama Patricia.
Hello everyone, name is Otto Fuchani. I'm from Langa and by profession I'm a tour guide. but my passion is within the communities and giving back.
This was the first time I had met them, and I was really excited at our journey ahead to work with Jork on this project. Jork and I had been chatting on WhatsApp, and he was unsure if I was for real or not. Luckily, he trusted me and was really so surprised that a young group of boys like us were doing this kind of work. We discussed future plans.
Although we were ambitious, we were clear with what we wanted to do. We wanted to build a decent home for these children and implement various programs for different streams of support. But unfortunately, the government system of laws just seems to work against you whenever you want to do something positive. The bureaucracy, as we found, was out of this world. It would take months or even years to do what we wanted to do, unless we gave money into the pockets of those in power. Building plans would take months to be approved, and being able to get the land would be an entire story as well. Luckily, on the 18th of November, a meeting was held with the Mayor of Cape Town, Mr. Jordan Hill Lewis. It seems that we may be able to lease or purchase land soon, and from there, sponsored construction will begin, and our dreams will be put into action.
Practically, in the short space of time we had, we could not build this. But there were many things we could do, as Pablo has mentioned. It made us channel our energy onto the kids. We did things that were really practical and on hand, that made sure that the kids and I were involved. Josh, myself, Dean and Pablo all connected with every child of Vuka Nomtobhoyi. It was really practical in the sense that we actually had something to show for. Not only do we not have the building done yet, but we do have things so far. We've got connections and given these kids our time and resources and committed to them for the long run.
In Langa, culture is a big thing. So let's go through some of the culture within Langa that we have experienced, starting with Luke's favorite, the sheep's head.
I'm here in Langa, and this is one of the local delicacies known as sheep's head. We call it smileys here. So you can see Patricia is a professional sheep's head smiley maker, and basically it's a raw sheep's head and you cook it. And how can you explain the process for us?
Oh, okay. This is the way it is now. This is the second process, and then from here we're gonna use the metals on the fire to remove all that smoke.
The food.
Yeah, yes. We will remove the fur, and then from there we'll wash it with warm water with the pot scraper. When you finish to wash it, we'll slice it according to the eggs, remove the brain because we don't eat the brain. So we have to remove the brain before we cook it.
And they say here they don't eat the brain because they say the sheep is very dumb. I must tell you, the sheep's head is really, really kakulu mnandi. It's very, very nice.
Another one of Luke's favorite spots within Langa was the Shebeen, where he would go after a long day of helping the children at Langa.
Molo Wankidikile Shebeen. Today we're here in the Shebeen in Langa. There's a large history behind these Shebeens, and it was a space in which during the apartheid system actually made it illegal because the apartheid government wanted nothing to do with these spaces where people could gather and talk about topics in private. So they made all of these spaces illegal. Now in the Xhosa culture, there's a really strong focus on the elders raising the children. So the children would be outside and they would sing songs, and there was only specific songs they would sing when they saw police cars. This would give them, people in the Shebeen, a chance to cover it up and make as a signal so they would not get caught. It wasn't originally illegal, but was made illegal by the apartheid system. A Shebeen is where people gather to drink mqombothi, and they drink black label as well. Mqombothi is only brewed by women, and women are the master brewers of mqombothi. Here we have Makaba, and she has been brewing it for over 20 years. It's a strong tradition in there for only women to do this, and it's made for everyone to share. You can see here you have the 5-liter canister, and it's drunk in this space where we will pass it around and everyone will take a sip, so it's a very communal and social experience.
Well, I feel like it's opened up my eyes, and I feel like I'm a better human for it. And after doing it, I feel just
Well, I'm really excited for the World Cup. There are 32 teams participating in this World Cup. Personally, I'm supporting España and Uruguay for the World Cup, but I'm really hoping that Argentina against Portugal in the final, so Leo can make it and win the World Cup, bro. Okay. Hey, Cookie! Thank you.